people in Chicago say thin, they typically mean tavern style. Square cut, thin and crispy, usually sauce and cheese all the way to the edge. So we've seen a lot of exposed dough heel perimeters. We saw that at La Briola. But you don't see a lot of the exposed heel on a thin crust. It should be all the way to the edge. People like middle. I like
middle.
I like corner.
I know
I'm
you
a
like
corner
corner,
guy. I
right.
like a little bit of a crusty handle.
Yes.
The important thing about the tavern style, it came from this tradition in the 30s and 40s. People would stop at the neighborhood tavern on their way home from the factory or from work. You could stop in the bar. How did bartenders wanted you to drink more beers? How do you get you to order more beers?
It's a marketing thing.
It's totally marketing. It's like give them something salty to eat, they'll order more beer.
Right.
And of course, it's much easier to stand around and watch the game with a little
small
square in your hand, right? You don't have a big unwieldy wedge from the East Coast.
My grandpa opened it up in 1950, and it's the employees, the families that come in here, it's almost like it is one big family. So for me to keep this going is, it's unbelievable. It's something special that, everyone has been in it with us for so long.
So Gina is third generation. Her grandfather, Pat, whose real name was Nick, started it with his wife. But this is her Aunt Leona. You might remember Leona's Pizza. That's also in her family. Here's a shot of Gina's dad, Nick. So Pat had two sons, Nick and Sam. Sam opened up Pat's in the south side. Nick opened up Pat's in the north side. Here's a picture of her grandfather, Pat, and her grandmother, Jean Pianetto.
It's always been a pizza family, so for me, it's something special. And then even with the employees that we have, some of our employees, most of our employees have been with us 25 years.
I was looking for places that had the neighborhood reputation and had a big following, and I would just, again, go in, order half sausage, half pepperoni, like I do all the time. And I love the fact that we're having bulk sausage on this one. It's very apropos of Chicago. The topping ratio is really crucial when you've got a thin crust like this. You can't overdo it.
Right.
You want to make sure that each bite, you're going to get the right amount of crust and cheese and sauce and topping. And I really feel like you have a slice of this, which is very small, you're going to have another one. You're going to have another one because it is just so addicting. If you were biting into this and just getting all dough or all cheese, you'd be like, one's enough.
Like I don't need.
Right, but this is great.
So Gina talked about that her father, it was her father who brought it to this thin a crust.
Right, Nick.
And that was so important to him that it could be no thicker than 7 sheets of paper.
Right, 7 sheets of paper.
7
Okay,
sheets of paper.
very specific.
Right?
Yeah, that's true. He was a fanatic for consistency and for thinness, and so he brought the company that made the dough sheeter with the opposing rollers to come back in and re-drill holes and
So they
make
can
sure
get it thinner.
that even thinner, right? So you won't find a pizza with this thin of a crust, I think, anywhere in Chicago because these guys have retrofitted an existing machine and nobody's actually gone to those lengths.
Yeah.
So I think that makes it special. Also, the fact they dry it out in the refrigerator for like 5 days between the sheets of paper. It's really thin and crispy. It's really a dry dough. Chicago is a city of 77 neighborhoods. I think that's one of the most charming things about our city, that every neighborhood is so unique. And the fact that we have these neighborhood taverns that people can gather around and become sources in the community and centers for places where you see families grow up in generations, it really says a lot about Chicago. It says a lot about what we love here. I think, one of the things that I've been trying to get across with this book is that, Chicagoans eat this style of pizza.
Right.
We have the deep dish once in a while. It's certainly, it's fun to have when family comes in town, but this is our everyday, every week, sleepover, birthday party, Little League game celebration pizza. And I'm just hoping that people in Chicago, can be proud of this, and we spread the word to places beyond Chicago, I think.